live from KSAT 12.
Fiesta is my favorite time of the year. We love our culture, we love colorful items, and it's what we incorporate into our merchandise.
All the colors, all the people, like all the medals, all the crowns, everything.
Viva Fiesta!
Viva Fiesta!
Nope. Okay, hundreds of people packed the plaza outside the Alamo Dome last night for Fiesta, and this was just start of all the festive fun. We have everything you need to know to help you plan your weekend out and, of course, celebrate.
So over the next week, there are so many Fiesta events happening around town, including the start of Fiesta Oyster Bake tonight.
Monday, April 22nd is the Texas Cavaliers River Parade, and Tuesday, April 23rd kicks off Nyosa. Wednesday, April 24th, KSAT's Know My Neighborhood is focusing on downtown. And then on Thursday, the 25th, we've got the Battle of Flowers Band Festival.
And Friday, April 26th is our favorite, the Battle of Flowers Parade, just because Mark and I will be there. And also Saturday, April 27th, there's a lot going on that day. We're going to start off with King William Fair and Parade in the morning, and then we're going to end with Fiesta Flambeau Night Parade. So you can expect KSAT to bring all the live coverage of all of these events and much more.
Well, first things first, good morning, everybody. It is Friday, April 19th.
Thanks for joining us. It is Fiesta Friday. And yeah, I wanted to make sure I moved out. Well, there you go. Fiesta Friday with Mark.
we want you in the shot. We want you in the shot.
I just don't want to cover the logo, but yes. And then, of course, Justin is celebrating as well. We're going to try to see if, if it all works out for us.
So things worked out last night. Last year, we had big soaking rains. There were storms in Texas last night, but we were spared.
Yeah, they were up north into the hill country. And this is always a tricky time of year because we're going to get severe weather across Texas. It's just inevitable. The question is timing. And today, I don't expect any storms. There could be a couple showers. But the good news here, cooler weather. Yesterday, we were up near 90. Today, we're talking upper 70s. That's it. It'll be cool across the northern half of the state. Very warm as you get down into deep South Texas. There will be some 80s and 90s down there. Very quick check of the radar. I know it's kind of hard to see here, but there were a couple showers earlier across parts of LaSalle County moving towards Atascosa County. Those have since dissipated. So, yes, the radar is pretty quiet right now. And in fact, we were seeing some clearing skies, at least briefly. We've got a front that'll come through, so we can't completely rule out a shower or two, but I doubt that we're going to see a whole lot today on the radar. Noontime 74, and then the high today is 78. Not bad at all. Mostly cloudy skies. Easterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. The pattern gets a little more active tomorrow. We get some showers and storms, some good chances, in fact, by tomorrow night. We're going to talk more about that hour by hour forecast for you coming up. Let's get over to RJ now. The commute, is it picking up yet?
Yeah, guys. Well, Justin, seeing a lot more people on the road right now as we get set to get you on the way. Here on your Friday morning, as we take a look behind me at TransGuide traffic cameras, we do have now a crash. If you remember, initially this was reported as just a breakdown, a stalled vehicle here on the westbound lanes of 90 at Zarzamora. So this is all of our traffic coming in from the Frio City Road area, all of our traffic coming in from the 90-35 interchange. So something we will continue to monitor as we do see folks still kind of making their way through that area. 90's been pretty busy, especially as we get set for our 6 o'clock hour here, mostly on the westbound lanes, though. 90 westbound, General McMullen still had that stalled vehicle in that area right there, and still 90 westbound at Military Drive right before we get to the 410-90 interchange there, intersection. Still seeing some activity there with a stalled vehicle. As far as the downtown area, 35 northbound at Cesar Chavez, we are seeing a stalled vehicle there off of the Axis Road. All right, so we've been talking a lot about construction, but hey, there is some good news here, especially for our folks in the downtown area. We're going to be talking about the last remaining closures along Lower Broadway downtown. They are actually over. Yes, over, everyone. Two-way traffic is back in place in that area of Broadway for the remainder of the construction project. So this is supposed to be fully finished by this summer. Now remember, the Fiesta Parade routes, the Battle of Flowers, and the Flambeau will cross at Broadway and Brooklyn Avenue. That's an intersection that was actually already open to traffic. So now crews are opening up those sidewalks for pedestrians in that area. So again, this is all good news as we get set for a lot of people to be in and around the area during Fiesta. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. New this morning, San Antonio fire investigators trying to find the person who may have set a church on fire overnight. Happened around 12:30 in the 1200 block of East Crockett, a New Testament Missionary Baptist church. Firefighters found flames coming from the building. An SAFD spokesperson says a person who was there at the time saw the suspect leave after starting the fire and started chasing that suspect before calling firefighters for help. An official investigation is underway. No injuries were reported.
Miranda Casares, who was convicted of starving her 4-year-old stepson to death, will now spend the next 25 years in prison. Now, the jury took a little less than an hour to find her guilty of injury to a child. Now, during the punishment phase, the defense asked the jury to sentence Casares to probation, while the state was seeking the maximum punishment of life in prison. When Casares finally took the stand, she insisted that she's not the one who starved 4-year-old Benjamin Severa.
Miranda, why did you starve Benji?
I didn't starve him.
You will not take responsibility for any of this. Correct?
I never caused those injuries.
Again, you're not taking responsibility for any of those injuries, correct?
Yes, because I never hit him.
Well, the case is not over yet. Benjamin's father, Brandon Severa, has yet to go to trial. He will be back in court next month. He also faces up to life in prison if found guilty.
Overnight, Israel's strike on Iran threatening to push the Middle East deeper into conflict. There are reports of at least one explosion in a city about 200 miles north of the Iranian capital of Tehran.
Now, it comes 5 days after Iran fired over 300 drones and missiles at Israel.
As ABC's Perry Russum reports, nearly all of those were intercepted and downed with help from the United States.
In video posted online, these flashes in the sky show Iran's air defense in action. A senior U.S. official telling ABC News Israeli missiles hit a site in Iran.
There were some loud sounds that were heard in the east of the city of Isfahan, and this was related to the air defense system triggered by the presence of 3 small drones that were present in that area.
Iranian state media reporting an explosion was heard in a city outside of Isfahan, not far from a major military base and nuclear facility, adding the nuclear facility was not damaged. State media seemingly downplaying the attack, reporting everything is back to normal.
That seems to indicate that Iran is seeking to step down off the ledge, minimize the impact of the attack, and perhaps walk back down the escalation ladder from here.
Hours before the attack, Israel's defense minister saying Israel has the freedom of action to do what it wants. After sunrise, video from Isfahan shows life continuing. Our Tom Sufi Burridge in Israel.
It appears at this stage that the Iranian regime is trying to play this down and the Israelis are not trying to own it, and therefore I think both sides, at the moment at least, are trying to de-escalate, even though we've had this pretty incredible series of strikes potentially overnight.
The White House has been urging Israel to show restraint in hopes of preventing a larger war, saying if Israel did strike, they would do so alone. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
6:08, 71 degrees.
Well, after the break, there's a lot happening tonight and over the weekend as we dive into Fiesta. Patty Santos joins us next with what's coming up across the city.
Outside with live cam, pretty typical Fiesta weather. We're running in the 70s this morning. It's very, very humid out there. We're going to take a look at your entire weekend forecast coming up right here on GMSA. Exactly 6:12, Fiesta Fun underway, and there are tons of activities happening today and through the weekend.
Well, Patty Santos joins us now with what you need to know, and Patty is Fiesta ready.
She's ready to go.
This is the only chance I get to Fiesta since all the events are in the evening, so I'm here.
Right. You're on it.
But there are so many ways you can get out and celebrate. We want to make sure that you don't miss out on them. Fiesta Oyster Break is happening today and tomorrow from 5 to 11 at St. Mary's University. There's going to be lots of live music and, of course, oysters. Vendors are expected to sell about 100,000 oysters and 32,000 orders of chicken on a stick. Tonight, KSAT will live stream coverage from the event starting at 6:30 p.m. You can watch our live coverage on our website or on the KSAT app. Tickets start at $25 and kids 12 and under are free. And don't forget, VIA is offering park and ride to several Fiesta events. There's a look at those events And riders can also get a free Fiesta medal. The cost is $1.30 each way to have a safe ride to and from your favorite Fiesta event. And you can also join KSAT for a special party at the Battle of the Flowers and Fiesta Flambeau parades. Scan one of these QR codes to get your tickets. The tickets include assigned seating, along with the parade route, food, drinks, and a chance to hang out with some of the KSAT 12 News folks. Go to KSAT.com to stay up to date on all things Fiesta.
Steph's already been practicing her Fiesta wave and practicing signing autographs.
Oh my goodness.
There's usually a long line for that.
I know,
Practice your
silly.
selfie picture.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to blend into the background.
Oh, whatever. You're front and center.
Have a safe and happy Fiesta. Patty, thank you.
And bring me a chicken on a stick, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
We're on it. Right now, 6:13, 71 degrees.
Go ahead and check back with Fiesta RJ.
All right, yes. Oh, I like that. Fiesta RJ. That's giving you a pseudonym there. Okay, Patty just mentioned via Park and Ride. A couple of things as we get set for Fiesta Oyster Bake out there at St. Mary's and also the Taste of New Orleans out there at Sunken Garden. So if you are going to Taste of NO, as I am, so if you see me out there, hey, say what's up to your guy here. We do have via Park and Ride from Crossroads location, also the Randolph Transit Center. So they will pick up and drop off there at Sunken Garden. If you are going to Fiesta Oyster Bake via Park and Ride, we'll have the Crossroads location, and right there we're going to have the Camino Santa Maria at Cincinnati pickup and drop off in that area there for those couple locations. There is parking around campus that St. Mary's has, but it's very limited. It's about $20 if you're going to park there. If you are headed to Taste of New Orleans, Sunken Garden, remember Brackenridge Park is public parking, but there's going to be a lot of people there. The zoo also has their situation there. They also have a lot there, a city-owned lot at the St. Mary's Garage. So a lot of that information on our website, ksat.com. Let's run through a couple different things here. 90 westbound, Zarzamora. We are seeing accidents here. It's starting to cause a little bit of delays for our folks on the west side of town. That's right there is our crash westbound. Still have a couple of stalled vehicles, 90 west at General McMullen and also 90 west at Military in that area there. But the big thing that we're going to see on the northwest side of town right now is this major construction taking place. 1604 East westbound, that's going to be closed throughout the entire weekend. I-10 East and westbound, that will remain open starting tonight, going through Monday, 5 a.m. So let's run some video that we have of a textile working out here, because this is now the second flyover ramp for this project. The first one will be done by the end of this year and is expected to help the congestion in the area. Last weekend, you're seeing these pictures here. Crews installed several beams for the new ramp that will connect 1604 West to I-10 West. They're using 800-ton cranes to lift these beams, and one last week was 140 feet long. TxDOT expects these weekend closures for the rest of the month, unfortunately, as they install approximately 20 steel beams for construction of those flyover ramps. So pretty cool video. Thanks to TxDOT for sharing this with us. But yeah, ongoing construction there, and of course, a lot of things happening with Fiesta.
Yes, and you said you're going to Taste of New Orleans?
I'll be at Taste of New Orleans, so let's go. I'm excited. First time ever out there.
Yeah.
Say what's up to your guy.
Speaking of signing autographs.
I know. That's awesome. They're looking for you out there.
I don't know if I'll have medals, but
I know.
that's the only reason people will come up.
The first stop you make, they're going to hand them out like, oh.
Yeah. You could just wear a button that says, yes, I have them, or no, I don't.
Or I'm out, like, in, out.
Yeah. Your new name fits. Yes to RJ.
Yeah.
Yes to RJ.
Yes to RJ.
I like it.
Yeah.
Get some medals.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you're going out to Taste of New Orleans tonight, or if you're heading to Oyster Bake, weather should be fine. In fact, it looks pretty good. We're going to be in the 70s today. You can't beat that. Last night for Fiesta, I'm going back in time here with the radar. And so we're going back about 12 hours. You can see we had some storms in the hill country and then out west along the Rio Grande, but none of which got anywhere close to San Antonio. So we stayed all clear last night. It was fine, just a little bit warm. Again, today is going to be a little bit cooler, so that's the good news. Right now we're at 72. Dew point is at 68. Still humid for the moment, but we're watching a frontal boundary off to our north that will kind of seep into the area today. And what it does do is bring down the dew points as well. So we've got a dew point of 68 right now. I think by the afternoon, you'll see these dew points fall down into the low 60s, which is still somewhat muggy, but it just feels a little bit better. And then we'll start to see those dew points climb back tomorrow. Here's a look at the high temperatures today. Look, it will be tricky because it all depends on where this front sets up. You're going to see variable temperatures around the area. It will be cooler for sure in the hill countries, 60s and 70s there. As you go south, we transition into some warmer weather depending on where that front sets up. Maybe some 80s in places like Pearsall and Uvalde. But right now we're calling for 78 here in San Antonio and mostly cloudy skies. I mentioned a forecast for Oyster Bay Taste of New Orleans. It'll be in the 70s for the most part. There is an outside chance of a shower, but I wouldn't bet on it. Just a 10% shot at rain. Our better opportunity for rain comes tomorrow. So this is 7 o'clock today. The front, again, moves south, but doesn't really produce all that much in the way of rain, at least not yet. This is 4 o'clock this afternoon. Not much there. Let's fast forward now into early Saturday. This is midnight. We are going to watch for a few storms coming out of Mexico, potentially around Del Rio, Eagle Pass tonight. These storms could be strong to severe. So that's one component we'll watch. I think this stays west of San Antonio, though, and for the most part stays away from us. We'll get a few showers tomorrow morning, maybe some drizzle, a break in the action midday, and then by the afternoon, with this front around it starts to move south yet again. We get some energy coming in. We'll start to see more showers as storms blossom. This is around 7 o'clock on Saturday, showing some storms around the area. And then we'll continue to see that through, say, 10 o'clock, even midnight. And there could be a couple of strong storms involved here. But I think the bigger risk will be some pockets of heavier rain. How much rain can we see? I'd say on the order of a half an inch to an inch here in San Antonio. But as you get into the hill country, there could be some spots, some localized spots, that get up to 2 inches of rain, which would be welcome. We just don't want any flooding or anything like that. Now, honestly, I don't expect widespread flooding. So 74 tomorrow, 60% chance rain mainly in the afternoon, 70% chance Saturday evening into Saturday night, 67 on Sunday. It turns windy and cooler. It'll be cooler by April standards for sure. But we get low humidity, and that continues right on into Monday for the Texas Cavaliers River Parade. And then Niosa should start off pretty nicely, but we will add in some rain chances, say Wednesday into Thursday of next week.
Well, we'll have to watch out for that. Of course, we're going to see that rain rock for Niosa.
Correct.
In hopes.
Yeah, we'll see what that does to rain chances. Yeah.
All right.
If the rock was there and then it disappears, what does that mean weather-wise?
That's a good question.
If
It's not a good sign, is
if it sees its shadow.
Okay. Sees a shadow. I'm confused now.
620, 71 degrees.
Well, later this morning, join us at the Conviva Care Center near San Pedro and West Rampart. That is for your KSAT Fiesta medals. So Mark, Tiffany, and I, we're all going to be live out there for GMSA at 9 giving out Fiesta medals, and you can start lining up at 8:30 a.m. We know the time's a little different, so just keep in mind you can line up at 8:30 a.m. And the giveaway will start at 9 a.m., so we hope to see you out there.
You'll love this. Centrum Silver is clinically proven to support memory in older adults. So you can keep saying, you mastered it. You fixed it. You nailed it. You did it. With Centrum Silver, clinically proven to support memory in older adults.
Dad. That smell could be 8 million odor-causing bacteria. Good thing adding Lysol laundry sanitizer kills 99.9% of bacteria that detergents leave behind. Clean is good. Sanitized is better.
At Simply Safe, your safety is the only thing that matters. Introducing 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from Simply Safe. This exclusive technology allows Simply Safe agents to help stop crime in real time by speaking through the smart alarm indoor camera.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on their way.
For instant intruder deterrence and faster police response.
Police have arrived. Your home is safe.
Now install our advanced system your way. Have a pro set it up or easily do it yourself. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Faces of Fiesta is powered by your local San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
My name is Lieutenant General Brian Robinson, and I am the Commander of Air Education and Training Command for the U.S. Air Force.
Meet this year's Military Senior Coordinator of Fiesta's Military Ambassadors Program.
I experienced Fiesta last year in a supporting role, which is a good opportunity to take lots of notes and have, at the same time, enjoy the full festivities of the event.
Each year, the Fiesta Commission partners with the military to honor and include our military members in the citywide celebration.
We rotate this between the United States Air Force and the United States Army, so it's a privilege to be in the seat in command this time when it's our turn to lead.
General Robinson has been stationed at Randolph Air Force Base for about 2 years, and he says Fiesta is unlike any party he's ever seen.
The celebration is very unique for sure, and in some cases overwhelming. But it is truly amazing that the city of San Antonio comes together for that time of year to celebrate its rich heritage and tradition, and then our role in celebrating the partnership of the community from the military perspective and what we do for the community, and more importantly, what the community does for our military members.
Throughout Fiesta, General Robinson will be joined by 10 military ambassadors representing the branches of the armed forces to showcase and strengthen the military's connection with the city of San Antonio. From Air Force Day at the Alamo to the excitement of the parades, come Fiesta time, Military City, USA really lives up to its name.
To see the appreciation, the smiles, the energy, and frankly, the number of people that actually just say thank you from the riverbanks is pretty astounding. 80% of our men and women and their families live off base and in the community. So to know that the support they get is as rich and robust as it is here and genuine as it is in San Antonio does a lot to develop our people's readiness and their resilience and wanting to stay in the service as airmen.
Viva Fiesta! We're standing at the corner of Brooklyn and North St. Mary's, and we're in the bleachers, and you know what that means. It is Fiesta Parade time. This year's Battle of Flowers Parade and the Fiesta Flambeau will start near San Antonio College and wind all the way to near West Martin Street, but there are going to be a lot of closures in between. Here's what you need to know. The route for the parades is 2.6 miles long and will go down North Main Avenue to Lexington and the corner of St. Mary's and Brooklyn. It will then head towards Alamo Plaza, Commerce Street, go past San Fernando Cathedral, and wind down at Santa Rosa at West Martin. And you can expect these closures early Friday morning through the afternoon for Battle of Flowers, and then early evening to late Saturday night for Flambeau. For more information on all things Fiesta, including how you can get a ticket to our KSAT Insider parties for the Battle of Flowers and the Fiesta Flambeau parades, all you got to do is head over to ksat.com/Fiesta. Viva Fiesta!
That shot of Courtney and Mia celebrating.
Yeah, that was a Battle of Flowers, I think.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, and can you believe we're a week away from that?
I know, just a week away.
626 on your Friday morning, 71 degrees.
Look out there with a trans guy looking over at Highway 90 at Zarzamora. Looks like flashing lights over there. We're going to get a check-in with Fiesta RJ after the break.
There are a few things going on in town this weekend. First full weekend of Fiesta. There's something going on every single day for the party with a purpose, and we're going to have your full Fiesta forecast coming up right here on GMSA.
Good morning. It is Fiesta Friday, April 19th. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Thanks for starting your morning with us. It is Friday. I know we have a work day, but everybody's focused on the weekend and the party, and we do need that forecast.
Yes, we do. Starting tonight, because we have Fiesta Oyster Bake kicks off, and also Taste of New Orleans.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people out there, and it's going to be close to perfect, honestly. I know there are some rain chances in the forecast, but not tonight. And temperatures will actually be pretty comfortable. So let's take a look outside right now, guys. And we've got a few clouds, 72 degrees at the airport. Northeasterly winds around 3 miles per hour. Front comes through today, cools us down from those warm readings that we had yesterday. 68 in Bernie at 69 right now in Kerrville. And here's a look at the forecast. 70 at 9 o'clock, 72 10 a.m., and then by noontime 74. We'll take it up to about 78. During the afternoon hours. There is a 10% chance for shower. We can't completely rule it out because we have that frontal boundary just kind of pulling up stationary. But yes, it is going to be cooler. Yesterday we were at 88, today 78. So that's the difference, and a little less humidity perhaps. What about the weekend though? Things change again. This evening, very small chance of rain. By tomorrow morning, we start to see some drizzle. Chances increase just a little bit. But it's Saturday afternoon where our rain chances really start to come up. I think we'll see a few storms. Could even see a couple strong storms late on Saturday. And then there will be some pockets of heavy rain Saturday evening into Saturday night before this all clears out by Sunday morning. And Sunday's going to be a lot cooler. So there's some ups and downs when it comes to our forecast this weekend and as we head into next week. We'll detail all of that for you. With the 7-day coming up here in just a couple minutes. Let's get over to RJ now. What are things looking like at the moment?
All right, Justin, we know a lot of people are going to be paying attention to the forecast, and if you're headed out right now, let's give you a quick update here on the roads. US 90 westbound at Zarzamora, we still have this crash being reported on the far right-hand lane, so this is all of our traffic coming in from the 3590 area past Frio City Road, and we see that we have the far right-handed lane, at least one of the main lanes there blocked in that area. Let's show your maps and see an indication of what we're looking at here. So there's our crash right there, again, 90 westbound Zarzamora, and you see that traffic is backing up now to 35. Again, this is the Nogalitos area, and we also have a stalled vehicle being reported 90 westbound there at General McMullen, and another stalled vehicle being reported there at 35 at Cesar Chavez, a little bit north of South Alamo in that area for all of our folks headed into downtown from 35. All right, we've been talking a lot about Taste of New Orleans and also, of course, Oyster Bake, but do want to give you an update here. Fiesta de los Reyes, yes, the King's Party down there at Market Square. That is already starting. That's starting today at 10 a.m. So a couple of major street closures in that area, basically San Saba all the way from Dolorosa up to West Houston. That's going to be closed throughout the duration of Fiesta. And if you're looking at West Commerce, that's going to be shut down there from Santa Rosa all the way to Pecos La Trinidad in that area. So again, UTSA's downtown campus. Also there's in this area, Milan Park. So again, these closures in place throughout the duration of Fiesta. And of course, we do know that downtown is already very busy for Fiesta, so figuring out where to park could absolutely be tricky. There are several lots around town, and event rates are in effect throughout all of Fiesta. Depending on which city lot you park in, the most you'll pay is $15. Not bad. So KSAT's Daniela Ibarra found out the best ways to pay.
If you're lucky enough to find street parking during Fiesta, how do you pay for it?
Sure, so you can pay if you see one of these on-street meters or a pay station. We do have some lots that use pay stations as well. There's two ways you can pay. You can either pay the traditional way using your credit card, inserting it, following the instructions and paying ahead for time, or you can download our SA Park app.
All right, good information there, because I'm always kind of fumbling around with my cards and trying to figure out what to do when I see those kiosks. But to see a full list of city lots and some rideshare options, and of course via Park and Ride, just to get to all your Fiesta events, all you got to do is head over to ksat.com. Guys, back to you.
Well, this morning, the number of confirmed measles cases nearly doubled in the U.S. in the last couple of weeks, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Well, about 56% of those infected were hospitalized, and it's prompted a warning by the CDC. More than half of those cases reported are children under the age of 5.
Our Patty Santos tells us local doctors are keeping a close watch. Good morning, Patty.
Morning.
Good morning, guys. It's important to report that the CDC does not yet have any confirmed cases in Texas, but the illness is highly contagious. Take a look at the map of the states where cases have been reported. Louisiana, it's right next door to us. Measles can be deadly. Children between 1 and 4 years old are given the vaccines in 2 parts, but even if you got the vaccine as a child, adults are still at risk.
So as adults, what they do encourage is that kind of later on in life, because you haven't received that vaccine since about the age of 4, you may need to get revaccinated, especially if we're starting to see it spread in certain areas that that individual is in.
And here are the early signs: a high fever, cough, and red eyes that's followed over the next 2 to 3 weeks by a rash and spots inside the mouth. It looks like white spots with a red background. Now, according to the Texas Department of State Health Services, there were 23 reported measles cases in our state in 2019. And doctors say Texas is a big state. There are a lot of people traveling in and out all the time. So we all have to stay informed about the measles outbreak all the time. Guys?
Thank you, Patty. Looking ahead to tomorrow, over 6,000 people will head to Palo Alto College for the Any Baby Can Walk for Autism. That's an official Fiesta event.
All proceeds from tomorrow's walk will stay in Texas to provide one-of-a-kind services to help support families raising individuals that are on the spectrum.
Well, the festivities will begin at 8 a.m. and you can find out more about the walk on the KSAT community page of our website. And also, our Tiffany Huertas will be out there.
Well, staying with Fiesta, the food is something a lot of us enjoy every year, but with that comes a lot of work to make sure all that food is indeed safe.
So our John Paul Barajas shows us what's being done behind the scenes to keep everyone healthy.
Fiesta's synonymous with fantastic food.
It's good. It's very good. I like it.
How would you describe your tacos al pastor?
They're the best in town.
But what you don't see behind the scenes of all the fun? The people working to keep everyone safe.
I'm just going to go and do an inspection real quick of your booth.
Metro Health inspectors are making sure food vendors meet health and sanitation standards.
You take a bite and something that seems hot may not be hot enough according to the temperature requirements that we have, and you might eat it and go on about your night and not know you're set to the next day.
According to Metro Health, its environmental officers will be at every Fiesta event to check booths routinely from the basics.
Paper towels and hand soap, and then also your dispenser has to have a spigot on it.
To testing the cleaning chemicals for each vendor.
So what's the sweet spot you guys are aiming for?
50 to 100. And then if you put too little bleach, it is very, very light in color and it doesn't do enough. So they're looking for a certain.
And making sure food is cooked and stored at proper temperatures, both hot.
There it goes. Yeah, so that's definitely above 135.
And cold.
Okay, so yes, remind you, I was supposed to be at 41, and you're at 60.
So everyone, myself included, can indulge.
That's good. Even on a hot day.
And worry about the real issues, like finding your favorite food.
Not chicken on the sticks. I'm not going to wait in a long line. Maria's tortillas.
Come on, chicken on the stick's a classic.
Yeah, it is a classic, but okay, I'll say chicken on the stick.
Jokes aside, if you see something you don't think is up to code, you can always report it to 311. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
And don't forget to get your tickets to our special parties for the parades. You can scan the QR codes that you see on your screen right now to buy tickets, and you can choose between the Battle of Flowers Parade in the daytime or the Flambeau Parade on Saturday night. You can get tickets for both as well.
Besides getting a great seat for the parade, you also get food and drink tickets, a chance to hang out with some of us, the KSAT family. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope to see you out there.
So Mark and I, we will be broadcasting the Battle of Flowers Parade on Friday, and then Stefania Jimenez and Myra Arthur will be broadcasting the Flambeau Parade on Saturday night. You can find all of this information on our website at ksat.com.
Happening today, SeaWorld San Antonio is looking for help, and it's holding a job fair to fill tons of positions. The park is looking for full-time and part-time employees. The job fair is scheduled from 3 to 7 p.m. and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow at the SeaWorld Human Resources Center. If you're interested, SeaWorld suggests you apply ahead of time. We have a link to help you with that over at ksat.com.
And mark your calendars right now. There's another big event to prepare for after Fiesta. The Texas Eats Food Festival will be happening on Saturday, May 11th at Smoke Barbecue East downtown. So you can scan that QR code on your screen for ticket information and to see the full lineup of James Beard nominated chefs.
Okay, time right now, 6:40, 71 degrees. Later this morning, join us at Conviva Care Center in San Pedro near West Rampart, up near North Star Mall for the KSAT Fiesta medal giveaway. Stephanie, Tiffany, and myself will be out there live for GMSA at 9, giving out those medals. You can start lining up at 8:30, and the giveaway will begin at 9. We would love to see you and your family out there. 6:43, traffic and weather still coming up right here on GMSA. This year's theme for Earth Day is Planet versus Plastics, promoting a goal of reducing our plastic production by a whopping 60% by the year 2040.
So when plastics break down into our soil, they release toxic chemicals into our ecosystem, which ends up in our water, food, and air.
In this week's Gardening with KSAT, Sarah Costa shows us how to take plastics out of the garden and what you can replace them with.
Microplastics are making us sick. How? When they break down into our soil, they release toxic chemicals that end up in our food, water, or even in the air we breathe.
This year's theme for Earth Day is Planet versus Plastics. So here's some alternative ways to keep plastic out of the garden and out of our soil.
Your lawn kinda sucks? Don't want it? Don't replace it with turf. That's a lot of plastic in the soil. Plus, it gets really hot and harbors a lot of bacteria. Replace it with native plant beds and mulch. When making a flower bed or using mulch, never line with plastic or even fabric, which can have tiny bits of plastic in it. It will make a mess later and chokes the health of your soil. Mulch naturally fights weeds and feeds the soil with its micronutrients. And if you have a weed, just pull it. You can find native mulch at Rainbow Gardens and many more alternatives. Replace plastic pots with terracotta, clays, or even cocoa baskets, which are lined with coconut fibers and are 100% biodegradable. Get rid of those pesky plastic bags and make your own fertilizer, aka compost, by taking your old food scraps and letting nature do its thing. On my Instagram and ksat.com, you can find the story where I show you how to build your own compost bin for under $40. Happy gardening. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
Time check on your Friday morning. It's 6:45 already.
Yes, and people are definitely headed out on the road right now. Let's check back with RJ.
All right, guys. Yeah, starting to see a lot more people on the roads. Definitely expected during our 6:30 half hours. We take a look here on the northeast side of town. This is the Windcrest area, I-35 northbound, Loop 410. We have reports of a crash in this area, so you do see that traffic is kind of stop and go at the moment right now. Not really getting a lot of people in and out of that area as we take a look at our maps. Again, 35 northbound, a little bit past the 35 410 interchange in that area. We are already seeing traffic back up all the way to Walsham Road and Eisenhower Road in this area. So something for our folks on the northeast side. Again, Windcrest area to just kind of keep in mind if you're about to step outside right now. We still have that crash being reported on the west side of town. This is 90 westbound at Zarzamora, and you do see that traffic is backing up a little bit here, 90, 35, and the I-10 area. Still have that stalled vehicle on 35 north there at Cesar Chavez, and another stall there on the westbound lanes of 90 at General McMullen. All right, big events taking place this weekend here. We have Fiesta Oyster Bake. That is starting out at St. Mary's. We also have the Taste of New Orleans. That is starting out at the Sunken Garden Theater. So several via park and ride options. If you're going to Taste of New Orleans, you could take the Crossroads or the Randolph Transit Center via park and rides. If you're going out to Fiesta Oyster Bake, you could do the Crossroads park and ride, that area there. So there's a couple of the little drop off and pick up information for all of our folks in that area. And of course, Via is not the only option if you're looking to have a safe ride to and from your favorite Fiesta event. Uber, this is pretty cool, offering people a discount. Obviously, a lot of people using rideshare. Passengers can use the code Viva 2024. Simple enough. Viva 2024 to get a $10 ride credit. We also have a link on KSAT.com to score that freebie. That offer is available now until 2 a.m. on Monday, April 29th. So definitely some things to keep an eye on, if you are headed out to all of these events. Definitely want people to make it in and around town safe, and make sure that you obviously plan ahead for all of these events, and take precaution when you're out on the roads throughout the entire Fiesta season.
Yes, it'll be busy. We heard an interview yesterday, I think it was with somebody in charge of Fiesta, and he said something interesting that I didn't pause to think about. He said, if you haven't tried one Fiesta event, go ahead and go out, try a new one, because I know a lot of us, we go to our favorites because they're so much fun, but maybe in addition, if you can, try another Fiesta event.
Yeah, and rain or shine, we're going to try to keep our plans.
Yes, we are. And I know as we get into next week, there's going to be some more rain chances, but what we're focused on for now is Saturday. And I know there are a lot of events going on Saturday evening. We are going to have to dodge some showers and storms, and that's going to be the day that we watch most closely. Right now, still pretty warm. If you're walking out the door, you're probably saying, man, it's going to be another hot one. Yesterday, we were up near 90. It's 72 right now, dew points at 68. But here's what I'll tell you. We got a front that's going to move through today, a weak front. But what it will do is keep temperatures in check. So we're talking about highs in the 70s today versus near 90 yesterday. It will be an improvement. Now, the numbers will be a little bit tricky because it all depends on where this front kind of sets up. But I think here in town, probably upper 70s, close to 80. As you get into the hill country, lower 70s, maybe even some 60s. And then you go south of San Antonio and you're talking 80s. And even warmer weather as you get down towards Laredo and deep South Texas. So that's the difference that front makes. And if you're heading out to Oyster Bake and Taste of New Orleans, honestly, it's going to be pretty comfortable. 78 degrees at 4 o'clock, 78 or 76 at 7 o'clock, 71 at 10 p.m. Mostly cloudy. And yeah, we can't rule out a shower, but I don't think it's likely, at least here in San Antonio. So let's walk you through the forecast here. This is 7 a.m. this morning. Here comes the front, slides through, and by 4 o'clock today pulls up stationary, but there's not a lot of rain to be had. It's not until we get into tonight that we get some storms moving in from parts of Mexico, so Del Rio and Eagle Pass will need to be on the lookout overnight for some of these storms, but they probably fall apart before they make it to San Antonio. Tomorrow morning, as moisture tries to increase a little bit, we could see a little bit of drizzle, maybe a shower, and then by noontime, pretty quiet scenario. We'll get showers and storms building to our north. Then they push south, and by 4 o'clock tomorrow, we start to bring the rain chances up. By 7 o'clock, this model does show showers and storms popping up, some of which could be strong. Then as we get into the overnight hours on Saturday, we'll get some pretty widespread showers and storms before this starts to dissipate and move off to the south and east by Sunday morning. There is a risk for a couple strong storms. It's low end, but it is there, and we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, rainfall potential, I'd say between a half an inch and an inch here in San Antonio, with some higher numbers, higher totals as you get into the hill country, maybe up to 2 inches in a few localized spots. We're not looking for widespread flooding, but there could be some localized areas that see maybe a little bit of street flooding. And by the way, this is an area that desperately needs the rain. So this could be a good thing if all works out. So Bandera, Bernie, places that have been in drought. That was the drought monitor, by the way, that darker red color showing where rain is needed. So tomorrow, 60% chance, 70% chance as we get into Saturday night. And then we'll see cooler weather coming up on Sunday. 67, windy conditions, lower humidity. It'll actually be kind of chilly on Sunday, quite honestly.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. 651, 71 degrees.
Look out there with live cam for now. Not so chilly, a little humid, 71 degrees, but that sun is coming out. It's going to be pretty nice for the most part for Fiesta tonight. We'll be right back.
Don't forget, join us later this morning over at Conviva Care Center on San Pedro at West Rampart, just south of North Star Mall, for your chance at a KSAT Fiesta medal. Hey, and we're going to be out there live for GMSA at 9 giving out some of those medals.
You can start lining up at 8:30 a.m. and I know a lot of the giveaways started earlier, so just keep in mind it's 8:30. The giveaway will actually start at 9 a.m. So we hope to see you all out there.
Yeah, just look for Steph and I'll be there too.
Yeah, blue dress.
Not blue tie.
Not blue tie.
Changing to my KSAT Fiesta polo.
Yay!
All right.
Change of wardrobe.
5 till 7 right now.
Let's check back with Fiesta RJ.
Oh, yes, Fiesta RJ. Okay, are we having a good time on the roads? Well, we are seeing some people out there, a lot more out there right now. I-35 northbound at Loop 410 Windcrest area. We do have a crash in this area and backing up traffic all the way to Walsham and Eisenhower. And then we still have this crash there, 90 westbound at Zarzamora Street for all of our folks in that area. And one last reminder here before we let you go on your Friday, major closure here, 1604, both directions. That will be shut down starting tonight through Monday, 5 a.m. Good news here, I-10 in both directions, that will stay open throughout the duration of the weekend. Justin, how are things looking?
So we've got a few clouds this morning. It's still pretty humid, but temperatures will kind of hold steady later this afternoon. 78 degrees our forecast. High 74 tomorrow. There is a 60% chance of rain, mainly late in the day, and especially as you get into Saturday evening, Saturday night. All clears out on Sunday. Lower humidity, cooler weather, 67 on Sunday. So the weekend, expect some changes. And I don't have my KSAT medal yet. You guys... You're going to hook me up, or do I got to wait till 9 o'clock?
We haven't seen them yet.
We don't even have them. Yeah.
When I see them, I'll save you one.
You will wait, Justin Horn. Be safe.